Hello there, my name is Retro. The first time you see my channel, I used to review cartoon series, anime series, so something completely random, and today we'll talk about forgotten cartoons. If you don't know what that is, it's basically a segment I do once a month focusing on Pacific cartoon that is not really that popular, got cancelled too soon, or just not well known. Of course, this segment does have rules. Rule number one had to be less than 1 to 2 seasons, maybe 3, then got cancelled or forgotten, or actually was very popular, have so many seasons, but for some reason just people forgot it actually exist. Or the third one was super popular but completely different country but not United States. Or the final rule, I will break my rules depends of the show and sort of scenario that kind of leads into. And basically that's all the rules of forgotten cartoons. Now, the cartoon I'm gonna talk about today called Lascars or Les Lascars. Well, if you don't know what that actually means, that translates to French to English called homies. And no, I'm not talking about the collectible toys you find in your mall shop or wherever place you actually buy, but it's part of the perfect title for this type of cartoons. In fact, I found this cartoon sort of by accident. I was sort of searching the web, just sort of wasting time because I have nothing else to do, till something just caught my mind. What I mean is the animation just grabbed my attention because how unique and different refreshing really feels. It's almost, I feel sort of nostalgia, this sort of art style. If you see the images, it almost feels something from the 80s sort of art style. They use realistic photos in the backgrounds, but use sort of humans as sort of characters, but almost like a homey kind of feeling in a way. I think best to describe it is sort of like the Proud Family sort of animation, or Proud and Lara new spin-off series or continuation. They have that sort of kind of hood kind of feeling that make it work so well. But I found it more fascinating. This was sort of a mini series first, then make an animated movie, also a comic book series. It also attempted to make a own spin-off series for a 20-minute episode and never really shown. But I love it. It's sort of the type of show took your time to sort of develop, understand the characters. Even that this show doesn't really have a sort of a main lead, and I thought that sort of fascinating because the whole shorts, they only follow someone from the hood. It could be completely someone completely random, but I love that they follow up sort of a joke. Like, it could be someone like you probably know in the hood, someone who thinks they're too cocky because they know martial arts. The fact they focus on someone that in one of their shorts they're trying to show off, like by buying a lethal weapon can kill anyone, but for some reason this guy want to show off is trying kicking off a kind of like a metal pen, or kind of like a, you know, like little stop signs that he started just kicking for some reason just to show how strong he is. But a few minutes later he just adding the pain because he realized that was the dumbest thing he ever did. And I think that's the reason why I just enjoyed these shorts. Of course, one major problem with this anime series is the fact everything is sort of in French. It's sort of hard to find a good translation to English. There is subtitles, but I couldn't really find the English subtitles. But luckily for me, I did find a English dub version of it, at least the first season, and it's basically pretty easy to watch. It's like 30 minutes long. In fact, this have probably 2 seasons, a total of 60 episodes. Each short just follows someone in the hood, but I love that they follow up these 3 or 4 different types of comedy. The first comedy is sort of being ironic, that just sort of awkward, sort of strange, talk to someone, something happens. Another one is sort of you have to be there to actually get it type of comedy. Like, you know your group of friends, you say the word pineapple, you laugh your ass off, but you have to be there to understand what pineapple actually means. Yeah, this type of shorts nailed that kind of performance. Of course, you also have some gross out humor, maybe 1 or 2 shorts, but not all of them. But I love it. Each single short feels sort of kind of relatable, even that just lasted for a minute. You understand in ridiculous moments what actually happened, but at the same time just feel so related. Yeah, I feel this is the reason why it's so very successful. But I feel something really interesting about these shorts, that the first shorts was made back in 1998. It took itself several years to actually make a season 2 back in 2007. Then after that, 2 years later, 2009, they make an animated film. After that, several years later, like a decade, they will announce they make a season 3. But once again, it's one of those that's just sort of kind of fascinating and interesting just to watch how the animation sort of evolved. And some of the characters were quickly relatable because of how fun it actually is. In fact, you watch a lot of hood movies or you live in a hood, you probably recognize one or two characters here because you probably seen someone like that in your own street, like someone trying to show off or someone trying to ask for $1. Like, bro, we live in the hood, like everybody's poor. What do you expect? I have money in my pocket. But I love it that sort of ironically how they point out to pull the joke. It's just so hilarious. I mean, someone asked for $1, he asked, get a job, you bum, and you just look at him like, how about you? You're the same place as me. Like, no. You see, different you, me, I have talent, I have brains, I know how to hustle. And a minute later, he will ask for money to the other person, and ironically, he said the same thing what he says to the other guy. But it's one of those that it's just so well pulled off. He's just like, wow, this is so kind of relatable and fun. And I think that's the whole point of this kind of animation, just to sort of have kind of fun and interesting. Of course, I want to talk about the movie. The movie of Homies was sort of surprisingly interesting because the shorts, you don't really have a main lead, and decided to choose two sort of the most recognizable characters of Homies. And I feel they chose the right type of characters. Now, in the movie, you follow Tony and Jose. Now, the whole story of the movie is the two guys actually going to Puerto Rico, but the only problem is they were sort of scammed for their tickets, and they tried to get their money and their tickets back. But unfortunately, Jose sort of screwed Tony because he made sort of a show, and they pissed off the wrong person. Now they have nowhere to go, and I have to go back in the house, figure out what to do in the summer. And this is what the show does so well. I mean, the movie, because it sort of split the both characters. Now Tony trying to find a job, but at the same time he sort of, you know what, screw it, I just chill all the summer, till his sister actually give him sort of a job to fix or build a pool, the sort of judge she knows. But the interesting enough is Tony kind of sort of surprised, like, okay, I could fix your pool, but he was sort of misinformed that he had to create the pool. But the reason why he accepted to create the pool because the judge daughter is sort of cute and Tony wants to date her, so he thought this is the opportunity to do it. But the weird thing is, other bad things sort of happened to him. Like, I have a new co-worker working with him. He will never stop talking about his film. If he tried to actually ask the girl out, the co-worker kind of cock blocks him. And that sort of kind of frustration, you just feel is sort of kind of hilarious that he's trying to figure out how to make it work. But you also have Jose, that probably is the most entertaining of the both of them because how he is just an idiot, that he just want to be sort of a real gangster, or at least get the money to pay off his best friend because he screwed over their summer vacation. He decided to sell drugs. The only problem is he sort of kind of got the drugs of the most ghetto person ever, this drug lord, that he is sort of just a badass, but at the same time sort of relatable because he cannot get a girlfriend because he's just too goddamn ghetto and just too scary. But that's sort of funny because he sort of struggles to get a girlfriend. He just sort of hilarious. This awesome badass good guy just can't get a date because he's just too threatening. But I love that he threatened Jose, just, you have 2 or 3 days to sell the drugs. If you don't, you get screwed over by me. And Jose said yes, but ironically Jose is not the smartest one because he's dating a girlfriend that she is crazy. She is an athlete, but she also is a cop. I was like, why do you bring drugs, illegal drugs, to your girlfriend's apartment who is a cop? That you can see what I mean. Jose is not the smartest person in the world, but even worse, she let her meet her family, and all of them are cops. Specifically, her father is the constable who runs the police office, so yeah, he is completely screwed. So he decided to sort of run away or attempted to break up with his girlfriend, but things get worse because her girlfriend is just stupidly scary and crazy, and he's sort of afraid to break it up because she's just too intense. But at the same time, she's just so gorgeous that Jose can't really focus, and like the most is just sort of kind of idiotic sort of situation he puts himself into. This is when he sort of asks Tony to help him out, but not telling him the truth. And this is what actually happens in the movie. Just go sort of events after stupid event after stupid event, but it happened in this sort of grand event that everything was destroyed, and they're trying to save the house so Tony cannot get fired and still keep his girlfriend. Once more, it's sort of basic if you've seen Hood movies before, because this plot is kind of like every other plot of a Hood movie, specifically high school type of Hood movies. But all of that, it's just sort of well executed and very fun. It's one series I do recommend. At least watch the series. The movie I want to recommend, but it's one of those things that you have to buy the DVD on Amazon and use the English subtitles to actually watch it, because the movie does not have a sub version for some apparent reason. The reason why I watched the movie is because I used Google Translate to actually help me watch the movie, but I do not recommend because Google Translate doesn't really help watch the movie. It works when it sometimes it doesn't work. It's one of those, it decides to work because it wants to, but once again, but the movie is done so well, and most of the humor you understand. But something I recommend to watch, yes, at least watch the first season. It's just basically a bunch of shorts. You skip which one you like, which one you don't. Just put homies cartoon. Don't put the French name, because you'll get everything in French. But all of that, it's something that's super fun. No, there's something very interesting about this series. This series was basically voiced a bunch of hip hop rap artists from France, and they do rap on the movies in some of the shorts. I feel that's sort of unique and different. Of course, I'm kind of wondering why they never actually put this on TikTok, because the shorts only last 1 minute. It kind of blows up in TikTok because how limited short it really is. It kind of works so better. But all of that, I kind of wonder why they never translate the whole series in English. I 100% they tried, but it just wasn't successful. But all of that, I do recommend it. Now I have one question. Do you seen this series? You've heard of it? You actually are interested? In fact, let me ask another question. If you're from France, tell me, is it still popular over there or not really? Tell me down below. Let me know what you think about it. I got nothing else to say. Just thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and have a wonderful day. Bye.